All right, what's going on, traders? This is Rob MV3 Trader with another Sierra chart nugget. All right, so we're gonna get right into this one. We're gonna get right into it. You know, I'm the type of person that don't like to beat around the bush. All right, so with this one, what we're gonna talk about today, I'm gonna answer a question that I got, and apologies that this one took so long. You know, and it was busy, all that good stuff. Anyway, all right, so getting right into it. This question comes from Amy Harry, who's asking how to save the chart appearance. All right, so the way we're going to approach this one, the way we're going to attack this video is I'm going to answer the question right away, and then I'm going to go a little bit deeper into some of the intricacies of making adjustments and how to change or how to save certain things, because you know the beauty about Sierra chart is, you know, there's a lot of things you can change just about every aspect of the platform, you know, to your personal preference. You can, you know, change the things up here. Each chart, they can have, you know, there's a lot you can do a lot in this with this platform, but at the same time it can become a little convoluted, you know, trying to change something or trying to make a simple change but needing to go to different areas to do that. So all right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it and then answer the question. All right, the way to save the appearance, and by appearance I think you mean like so like you see how I have a black background, and the numbers and all that stuff, the lines are white, and that's what I'm assuming that you mean. All right, so this is how you save it. You're gonna go up to global settings, and you can only save the global or save like templates for the global for the appearance of all the charts, you know, throughout the whole platform. So you're gonna go up, as far as I know, maybe there's some other little way to do it, but as far as I know, and I've been, you know, trying to figure out different ways to do this. In order to do this, we're gonna go to global settings, and we're gonna go here to graphic settings, global. You know, click that, and this is where you can make all the little adjustments to how you want your charts and your the platform to look for you. So once you got it all nice and pretty the way you want it to look, you'll simply go up here. You can pick one of the save settings. I'm gonna go to number 3 just to illustrate this, and then I'm gonna click on save settings, right? And then I'm gonna name it. Let's see what we're gonna name it. Sierra Nugget Video Appearance. That's a long name if I can spell. All right, and there we go. All right, so now we got that saved. All right, so now that's how you save that, right? And if you want to load it, you know, at a later time, like if you make some more changes and you mess up, or you just want to go back to what you made before, you can load it from here. You'll select the one that you want to load. Let's say I want to go with white background, and I'll load settings there, and then it give me the white background. I think that's actually a Sierra chart default, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe I put that there. I don't remember. Anyway, so we're gonna go back to this one. Go ahead and load that in, because what we're gonna do now, that's how you save the appearance. But what we're gonna do now, we're gonna illustrate a few things based on how I have my chart set up on TradingView, or one of my charts set up on TradingView. All right, so let me go ahead and open that up. All right, so basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna replicate this, and the reason I want to do it this way, let me clean all these drawings out because I don't really need them. Oh, this is big lots. Let me go to NQ just to make it all sync up. All right, get that out the way. Okay, so the reason I want to do it this way is because it's kind of going to be a 2-for-1, and I'm going to show you the main thing I'm going to show you is how to do the horizontal grids in Sierra chart, and how that relates to saving the appearance, because it's not exactly the same thing, right? And we'll get into that a little bit later, but yeah, so I'm going to duplicate this chart setup I got here, you know, in terms of how it looks, the aesthetics. I'm going to duplicate this on Sierra chart. All right, so let me get right back. Let me get into it. Let me go. Let's get going. so the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to use this chart here to create another chart book so we can recreate my layout on TradingView. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and right click that. Actually, no, I'm not gonna go that way. I'm going to go up here to chart and duplicate chart to chart book, and we're gonna wait a minute. Let me create a new chart book first. All right. Let's see. We're gonna go up here. We're going to new chart book. All right, now we got that. Now we good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and click on that chart right there, and go to chart and duplicate the chart book. Click on the chart book 2. That's the new one, and we're gonna check that so we can automatically go, switch over to the new chart book. All right, we got that there, and again, what we're gonna do is we're gonna save it. We're gonna save this chart book. We're gonna go to save as, and we're gonna put chart appearance, if I can spell today, video. All right, chart appearance video. I'm going to go ahead. We are going to save that so that we know what we're working with. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and expand this because we see over here in TradingView we have, you know, just 2 charts sitting on top of each other. All right, and I'm going to right click in here. I have a shortcut to duplicate chart. And to make it real simple, I'm going to go to window and tile horizontally. All right. And also, now this will work. This is good. This is good. I was going to remove the chart window, or the trade window, but there's really, we can see everything we need to see. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is, as we go over here to TradingView, we got the background over here is kind of light gray, and then the background at the top is black. So I need to change the background for the bottom chart. So in order to do that, in order to change the appearance for this bottom chart, the background, I need to go to chart and go to graphic settings, chart. Click on that. All right, I'm gonna bring this over so it's a little not in the corner, and we gotta uncheck this box up here that says use global graphic settings instead of these charts. All right, so the appearance, what the charts look like now, as well as it's the whole platform, but what the charts look like now, that's based off the global settings. All right, so I need to uncheck that so I can change this individual chart. All right, and so I'm gonna change the background. I want that light gray. The way I'm going to do this, I'm just going to adjust this right here. This is the opacity. I'm going to adjust the opacity to get the one that I want. That looks good enough to me. I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to hit apply. All right, so now you can see that the chart background is gray. And it's a little too gray for me, so let me go ahead and make one more little adjustment, darken it up a little bit. Hit OK, apply. All right, that's a little better. That's a little better. All right, now I wouldn't do that. This is just for illustration purposes only. Let's keep that in mind. Let's keep that in mind. I don't like the way this looks, but let's just keep going. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK. Now the problem with this is, from as far as I know, there's no way to save an individual chart template in terms of the graphics or the appearance of the chart. You can change it globally, but not each individual chart. So the next thing I want to do is I want to have these horizontal grid lines. We have the vertical here and we have the horizontal. All right, so to put our grid lines on the chart, all we're going to do is we're going to go to chart. All right, so we want to go ahead and start with the horizontal grid, and you see we can do it on all regions, or We can select which region. Well, we can select which region we want to put the horizontal grid lines on. And what that basically means is, you see, if I go over here to the right side of the chart, and once I go to the bottom, somewhere down here in the bottom, when you hover over, you'll see a white line pop up. You click on that, and you can just drag it up, and this is region 2. So if I wanted to place some stuff down here, like some of my indicators or some more information down here, my clock or whatever, I can put some stuff in region 2. And then you have 8 regions, I believe it is. What is it, 8 regions? Let me see. Yeah, you have a total of 8 regions that you can have on your charts. But we're only going to use the one region for this one. So I'm gonna turn on for this chart down here. Go ahead and click on the chart, and then I'm gonna turn on horizontal grid for all regions. I'm just gonna put all regions for this video. All right. So the next one we're gonna do is the vertical regions, because we can look over here in trading view, and I also have vertical regions turned on, right? So we go up, do the same thing, go to chart, make sure we click on the chart that we want to change, go to chart and vertical grid. All right, and nothing happened. Actually, it did. So this is where things can get a little complicated. So the vertical grids did come up, but the settings for the vertical grid is in another location. All right, you gotta go into chart settings. Now I have a shortcut. If I right click on the chart, I can go into my chart settings from here, or the normal way to do it is go up here to chart and click on chart settings. All right, this is 2 different ways to get there. All right, for the vertical grids, we're going to go to advanced settings 2, and down here in the lower left we have a section for vertical grid lines, and right now they are enabled and they're set to days. So if I close this out and I scroll over, I have my vertical grids colors. I have my grid color set to yellow, just for this individual chart. So if we go up here to graphic settings and we go to chart grid, we can see it's set to yellow, just so we can see. Just so we can see where the grids are, just for this illustration. I definitely wouldn't want to have my chart colors, but to each his own. I wouldn't trade like this, on an actual chart that I'm trading on. It's just way too much going on for me. But anyway, so I have the grid color set to yellow. Go ahead, close that out. Go back to chart settings, advanced settings 2, and so right now you see it's set to days. I'm going to change this to hours and hit apply, and now we can see that the grid lines are now showing by the hour. All right. So while we're here, you can the settings for the horizontal grid lines are basically it's in the same location, but it's in under the main settings. Over here at scale, you click on scale, and you go over here to the horizontal grid line increment. So right now it's set to 0, which is automatic. So what that's gonna do, if I change the scale of this chart, I'm holding down control, and then I'm clicking on the right side of the chart here. You can see that the horizontal grid automatically adjusts as I change the scale of the chart, right? But if we want to make that the same, which is why, which is the reason that I even was focusing on horizontal grid lines in the first place, is because earlier today I was playing around with NinjaTrader, and that has a lot to do with Lilu, which I will cover in tomorrow's morning's, which I will cover in my next live stream of something I'm looking at with the Lilu, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. But yeah, I was using the horizontal grid lines in NinjaTrader, and I wonder, I've always I just never really had so I wondered I was trying to look up how to do it in Sierra chart, and that's what led me to looking at the horizontal grid line. So in order to, if you want to set it for a specific thing, so let's say I only want the horizontal grid lines to show for every 10 points, right? We'll go back to chart settings, and then I go over here to scale, and then I change this to however many points I want the grid lines to be plotted on, right? So I want it on 10 points, and since I trade NQ, 10 points is significant to me. That's just, you know, how I look at NQ and how I trade the NQ, to each his own. And we're gonna leave the rest of these settings, you know, as they are. I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK. It should have changed actually already. We hit apply, and now we got our grid lines the way we want it to look, and it's very similar, minus the color yellow. The yellow color is very similar to how I got it on TradingView. So now how all of this turns into the original purpose of making this video is in saving the appearance. All those changes that we made, that's for this individual chart. So if I want to do the same thing up here, I'm going to have to go through all of those steps again. I have not found a way to save the settings for an individual chart. So the only way you can save templates for charts or the appearance of, you know, how the charts look is to save is in the global settings for the graphic settings. So if I wanted all of my charts to look like that, I would have to do the same thing I would have to do the same thing under the global settings instead of the individual chart settings, right? But if I just wanted this individual chart to look like that, and let's say I want the same kind of chart to be over here on my other chart book, like there's really not a way to save this one as a template and then apply it over here. So one workaround would be to, let's say I want to make this lower left tick chart over here, I want to make it look like that. Now I can go back through and make each individual change, you know, the same way that I did, or I can click over here and I already have this template that I like, and I can click on it, go up here to chart, and duplicate to chart book, and I want to send it to my NQ Trader EXT chart book, and we'll go ahead and switch to chart book once we do that. Now that's over here, and now what we have to do, we have to make the appropriate, oh my goodness, we have to make the appropriate adjustments so that we can have the information that's displayed on this chart right here to be applied to this, you know, this appearance here, this chart's appearance. So one way to do that is we're going to click back on this tick chart, and we're going to go to the studies. I got a shortcut here under the right click. We're going to make sure the studies are saved. So I got it saved right here, save studies as study collection. I'm gonna click, the name is tick chart. I'm going to click save all. All right, hit OK. And also I'm gonna have to go to chart settings and put tick charts on here. This is one of the things where like you can do, there's a lot. Sierra chart is great because you can do a lot in it, but some things are a little, some things are kind of complicated to accomplish because of, you know, of how complex the platform is. All right, so I got number of trades per bar. Over here I got 466. And these are arbitrary numbers. I don't even use the tick charts. It was just something I was playing around with. Go ahead and hit apply. While that's loading up, hit OK. And that study collection that I saved, we're gonna go to analysis. We're gonna make sure that we have this chart clicked. We're gonna go to analysis, and we're gonna click on that study collection that I just saved, tick chart. And so now we have the information duplicated there. I'm going to remove this trade window here. So we're going to go up here to trade. We're going to click this attach trade window to chart. Going to uncheck that. So now that's out of the way. And now we can just line this up. Go ahead and drag that over. All right. So now we got that right there. So if we want to remove the other one because we don't need it anymore, we can, just get this out of the way for a minute, and I can, kill that. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and remove it. For this purposes, I'm not gonna remove it. I'm just gonna minimize it because it's not something I'm gonna keep because I don't like the way this chart looks. And so now I have that appearance that I just created there. So that's one way that you can kind of have a template, or that you can use, like if you had an individual chart appearance that you want to have on another chart book, you can do it that way. Or if I want to make another chart on this chart book that looks the same way as this one, that's simple. You just go ahead and duplicate it. You just go to chart and duplicate chart. And so now I have two charts that look like that, right? I'm gonna kill that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and delete that one. And delete this one. So like if you really wanted to be like super fancy with it, I'm going to bring this back. If you want to be really fancy and have like a lot of different styles of charts that you want to use just because you're trying to you're feeling creative or whatever, for whatever reason you want to do it, one thing you could do is you could have a chart book specifically with the template, chart books specifically with different chart designs or appearances that you could use on other chart books, right? So I can click on this one, go ahead and duplicate it, and then I can make some adjustments to this. Let's say I don't want the vertical grid lines on this one, right? And then I just have this chart book over here to where I can, I can just pull from my favorite chart styles or chart appearances, and I can put it on different chart books, and I can just play around and get super creative that way. So that is a workaround from not being able to save individual chart appearances. But for real, honestly, I don't even see a purpose to do all that. I think that's why Sierra Chart didn't take the time to put that in there, because there's really no need to do all of that. Like you may have one chart, just like over here on TradingView. I just have for aesthetic purposes only. I just have this one chart that's like this, but honestly I don't really need it. It's just I guess it's my creative side or whatever. And if we wanted to make this chart look like this, or like our normal chart appearance, if we want this chart down here to have its normal appearance, that's simple. We just click on the chart, go back up here to chart, and go to the graphic settings chart, and just click this button here. Just check this button to use global graphic settings instead of these settings. And instead it will ignore these settings here, and it'll use your global settings. And now we have the black background again. However, we still got our horizontal grid lines, so we got to remember the grid lines are separate. That's not part of the graphic settings. That's a chart setting. So we got to go up to chart, and then we got to turn our grid lines off if we don't want that. That was vertical, now horizontal. Uncheck this, and now we look exactly that way. Or we can go back, and I'm gonna turn that back on just because I can. All right, so that pretty much concludes this video. This is one of those complicated things about Sierra Chart. So if that was a little confusing, go ahead and leave your comments and your questions in the comment section below. If you got any more questions about Sierra Chart, I'd be more than happy to help you out with that and make some more videos on the things that you may be struggling with or trying to figure out. And if you found this helpful, you already know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, and hit that notification bell next to the subscribe button, so that you can get notified when I drop some more of these Sierra Chart nuggets. And I will holler at y'all on the next one. Deuces.